Good evening, everyone. Jake, are you on mute? I can't hear you, my man.
Yep, I am on mute. My bad.
No
Hope
worries.
everybody's enjoying the constant previews.
I like how Wizards today was like, you know what? We'll just leak the cards ourselves. We'll do it that way. If the leaks are coming from us, at least
They're
we're
fair
in
game.
control. Chat, what's
Right.
up? Yo, y'all want to win some Dragon Shields courtesy of our sponsor, Dragon Shield? Type in hashtag Flair of Winning. That's right. We themed it Modern Horizons 3. Flair of Winning. Hashtag Flair of Winning.
I see what you did there.
Hit that like button. That's going to get you in the door. Check with an usher to help you find your seat.
The door.
Chat, we've got a ton of cards to go over tonight. That's what we're doing. We're talking about Modern Horizons 3 cards. We hope that's enough for you. We hope we're enough.
Yeah, we are going to take our take and add it to the mountain of other takes, and we hope that you like our take.
There
We're gonna
our
talk
take
about
will
some
be,
cards.
but we do put it on top of all the other takes. That's just a thing we
That's
do.
what they say.
We put it
That's
right
what
on
they
top.
say.
We dribble it on top like sprinkles.
Right.
Jake and Joel
That sounds right.
sprinkles. We actually sell those through a website we haven't told y'all about. Hashtag Flair of Winning is going to enter you to
That
win some
sounds
Dragon Shields.
correct.
Click that like button. Jake, I did a little poll and I said, how are we feeling about MH3? 44% of respondents said, feeling fine. The choices
Yeah.
were hype overload, feeling great, feeling fine, and feeling bad.
How many people got in with feeling bad?
7% of people feeling bad. I'm sure there's a
Wow.
few people in there who are like, I don't really want the formats disrupted. I don't really want a bunch of expensive shit I gotta go buy. I get
Yeah.
it. There are goods and there
Yeah.
are bads. Everything, there is no good or bad if you want to look at it that way. It's all just things. You can look at
That's
it
a good
however
way of
you
looking
want.
at it.
So we got a lot of
I like
MH3
that
to
way
go
of looking
over.
at it. Okay.
Quick Patreon announcements. This Saturday is our Commander play day for the month. We're going to be playing Commander all day on Saturday with the patrons.
It's a whole day of it. 24 hours. You will find Joel and I there.
Jake is 100% right. We don't sleep for 36 hours, ladies and gentlemen. No, look,
That way we can
Saturday.
hang out with you.
Saturday is our Commander play day. The signups are live now in the Discord. If you're a patron, go sign up. If you're not a patron and you want to play Commander with us all day, once a month, in addition to a mountain, a basic one, of other perks, go check out our Patreon. It's linked right at the top of the chat. Special thanks.
Yeah, if you ever want to collab on a video, that's something that you can do there. You could be like, I want to give you guys insight on a video. There's a tier for that.
Make this
You want to
video.
buy out the channel? There's a tier for that.
You wanna get a playmat and then consider buying out the channel? You can just get a playmat.
There's a tier for that.
But honestly, I
If you
gotta.
want
I mean,
to,
the $10
just-
tier, y'all. We have packed it with value. Free JAJAM sleeves. Go check out in Discord what they look like. Play day every month. Free video every week. Thank you
Yeah.
to our patrons for
Yeah.
sponsoring the channel directly. Our other sponsors: Card Conduit, Drip Shop, TCG Player, Dragon Shield, MTG Stocks, and Moxfield. Thanks to those sponsors as well. We will be going over them at length during our sponsor segment later in the show.
That's right. Yeah, one day, dude. I'm very excited. You know, free spells. This is kind of something that's been part of Modern Horizons at this point.
Oh yeah.
Modern Horizons 1, we had the forces, you know, and then we have Modern Horizons 2. You have the cycle of the evoke creatures,
Right.
and then we had the now we have the flares, and that is the world that we're living in. Why don't you just do flare?
I was thinking tonight that we do this, but that would have been, I think, more appropriate for last week. I do think that flare is probably the
Let's
word of
YOLO
the
it.
word of the week,
Let's
right?
YOLO it.
All right, we got to know.
Okay.
Chat, you have been banished. This is how we do this. Jake and I are only going to use the smooth brains we've got between us. No folds on our brains No wrinkles
That's
or
right.
creases.
If
Smooth
there's
like
one
polished
thing I know,
rocks.
my brain has no wrinkles.
Ain't
not
gonna
a
find
single
no
one.
creases over here, son. But we banish you and use our smooth brains to figure this out. The way Moxel works is a lot like Wordle, if you've heard of it. Orange or gold or light tan, brown, whatever color you want to call that. That means the letter is in the word but not in the right place. And if we get a purple letter, pinkish purple letter, that means we got the letter and it's in the right place.
How about liege? No, because there's no E. Never mind. Yeah, no A, no E.
Savannah Lions.
Yeah, like for some reason I was leading toward loam, but A is also not in it. So yeah, I and O. Yeah, sure. Let's try lions. Okay.
Now we've eliminated where the L is not again. We also do know that it's an O, so it's probably like could be here. Is that anything? Ignore the X. The X's are blanks. Could be something like that. Bill.
Something with an I. W-I? Wilt?
W-I-L-T.
P. M-I-H-I. This one's weird.
W-I-L. Willow. No S. Wild? That's not right. Wild with an E as a flourish? Do they accept flourishes?
Wild.
Is there somebody with the last? No, it's not. It can't be E anyway. E's not in the word.
Vile. What about V?
V-I.
V?
It can't be E. Okay, let's get back to. We just need a word right now. B-I-L. B-I-X-O-L. L-O.
What about D? D-I... Nope. Bile? B-I... Nope. This one's harder than last week.
Yeah, last week we cruised. That's okay. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a word.
That's where I'm at, bro. I'm just trying to make words.
Yeah, like L-I-O.
No, it's got to be.
Yeah, I know. It needs to not be in that order.
Right.
Oh, oiled.
E is not in it.
No E.
Oil.
Something with an I. Jesus. The I is honestly screwing me up, dude. I hate the I right now. T-I.
I like wilt. So close. Wiley?
Is there any? Yeah, let's try that.
Is that even
there's
a
no
thing?
E. There's
Oh,
no
yeah, there
E.
is no
Yeah,
E.
Wily Goblin, but we can't do the E.
Willie.
Yeah, let's try that.
There's no O. Willow. Is there a character named Willow and they just dropped the W, chat?
What about a T-I? L. Is there anything we can make out of this?
Tulum is no, that's not how you spell that.
Nope.
We need the O.
What about timely? T-I... No.
It's too many letters. D-I-L-D-O. There we go. Uses all the letters. Hey, there we go.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta whip out. Sometimes you gotta whip out the dildo to like get things moving. You know. Occasionally you gotta whip out the dildo, get things moving.
All right. So there is an O. What about oil? O-I-L something.
Oilt.
Oh man. All right, so there's an O. Where else could we put the O other than front loading the O, right?
ILO, I think, is something. I'm telling you, is this? That's not a word.
All right. We know that the I and the L are in the right place. T-I-L, Y-I-L, P-I-L.
Oh, it's that new mechanic, Pilot.
Pilot. Let's try that. Thank God. Oh my God. Ooh, that was a tough one. Good job on dildo there.
This pilot,
I think that really got us to the right spot.
This mechanic was one of my favorite things in Thunder Junction. Let's see if we can do this one a little bit better. It's blue.
Ooh, it's blue today.
It's a blue card, chat.
Blue sorcery.
Oh, I saw somebody suggest folio. That was good. Should have thought folio. All right.
Fate foretold? Fate, is that a card? Fate something? We try an F?
F-A-T-E for...
No, never mind.
You want to just try an S? I mean an F?
An F or an S? Yeah, either of those is fine. We could try an F.
Boom. What is this? This is going to tell us the answer. Whatever the hell this is.
Is it foretell? F-O-R-E.
Oh, yeah. It's a foretell card for 100%.
It is, right?
Yes.
Which one is it?
Or forecast.
I don't remember.
No, it's forecast.
Oh, forecast. Ooh.
No, maybe it's not. Oh man, this one's gonna be tough. Let's get an L.
Yeah.
Okay. We know that's an L. FL? What is FL? FL dash and then these two symbols? The heck?
Flashback.
Oh, that's 100%.
Right?
Pay 1 life. Flashback. This, comma, pay 1 life. Or pay 2 life, whatever it is.
Oh man, what is this card? It's old,
this
dude.
Is,
I don't play with this card very much.
No, this is, bro, this is,
Yeah,
baby!
Yeah.
3 life.
Yeah.
3 life, chat. It's the good old. Don't say
chat
it.
No.
Don't say it. Don't say it. It's the deep analysis.
All right, now I can actually look at chat.
All right, how we
Lance
do?
is here. What's up, Lance?
Chat,
Jank is
who guessed
here.
it? I don't think anybody had it. Somebody said my money is Pilot. Kraken Jank said if it's Bilbo, I'm falling over. I think they're forgetting they need an O. Jank said Pilot.
Beautiful.
Yep. Yo, if you entered that giveaway, and your name is T Wolf, you just won. T Wolf, you know the deal. Message me on Discord and I'll send you a picture of some sleeves to pick from. Congratulations, T Wolf. Thank you for all the support.
Thank you to our mods hanging out. Thank you to our channel members. I see T Wolf, Zach G, Corey G is here, Ramen H is here. We appreciate y'all so much. RJ Lightning Bolt is here. Trent.
Has anybody checked on BuzzFuzz after I said dildo on stream?
BuzzFuzz is here. What's up?
Did he pass out?
Jake M is here. Hello, Jake M. Good to see you.
Man, if it's not foretell, it's forecast or flashback. There's a lot of starting keywords, bro.
I guess so, dude.
First strike? So. Flying? What's going on?
It's impossible to tell. We got 148 people hanging out. We have not hit 69 likes. What the shit, chat? Come on.
Y'all.
Get it together.
Let's get to 69 likes and look at some MH3 cards. What do y'all think?
Let's just get to 69 likes. We have so many MH3 cards to make videos out of. And you're here for it.
It's a beautiful time in our lives. It's a beautiful time in our lives. All right. We have a correction. Or not a correction, but an addition. Jake and I covered this in a short that Jake released last night.
Yeah, it's a buy a box.
It is the buy a box promo. We didn't say that explicitly in the short.
No, it was pinned, though, the moment the short was released.
I just saw lots of comments about it. Regardless, this is the first time I'm seeing this art super up close. This Flusterstorm looks dope.
It's pretty cool, man. All the colors of Magic coming in and trying to kill the blue mage. But as we know, blue players, they do not lose. Nope, they do not ever lose. It is the strongest color in Magic. It has stuff like Cyclonic Rift and counter spells for free. And hey, chat, it just got another counter spell for free. It just got an updated, upgraded
Gilded
Drake. So, I mean, blue is the spot to be. If you're playing any colors other than blue, you're doing it wrong. And that's what I've learned from the new Modern Horizons 3 set. Blue is the place to be. Every other color, not so much.
We talked about this card already at length, and so I'm just gonna skip over it real fast. But I gotta say, Jake, my hot take on this card, this is one of the best looking Magic the Gathering cards I've ever seen, period.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is on my, I've got to go and double check it, but I think this is on my top 5 cool looking cards of all time.
Yeah,
that's just how I feel about it.
And it's an energy card that it isn't really like energy dependent, right?
It's like that Chthonian, whatever nightmare, where they are a little self-sufficient. By the way, hexproof from activated and triggered abilities. There was a big conversation about this on Twitter. Imagine playing your Volatile Stormdrake, stealing something, and then using Teferi to bounce Volatile Stormdrake back to your own hand.
Wow. Gross.
Yuck.
That's extremely gross.
Cool.
So this is like the new card to win with. This is the new way
Yay! Hooray! Volatile Stormdrake!
It might actually be the strongest card on the planet. Who knows? But yeah, the fact that you can bounce it with 3-cost Teferi, man, that's brutal. And I didn't even think about that. Now that I am thinking about it, I just want to cancel the stream. Truly. Wow.
Not being able to yeah, that card is bonkers. Here's our Flare of Malice. We saw Grim Servant. Most of these we've already seen.
No, it isn't actually stronger than Dockside. Dockside's easily the strongest card ever printed,
but
it's not even close.
It can steal. It can steal a Dockside.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to do that.
But you don't get the value, right?
No, but you can just you could take it and give them 3 power in the air. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We saw all these. These were stream cards.
I'm a fan of that Evolution Witness. Like I love the art going on in here. Glimpse the Impossible. This is just such amazing art. Big fan. Big fan going on here.
I think that this card, somebody said this in chat the other day, I think this card is going to be printed into precons forever. Forever. It's a sorcery speed, impulse draw, play the cards only this turn, or it turns into 0/1 creature tokens that can sacrifice to add colorless mana. Some of the most versatile tokens that you could, some of the most versatile creature tokens that you could have in Magic, really. But it's a really cool card. Also really cool are these medallions. I'm glad I didn't pick up any copies from CMM, and I'm sorry to those that did, because you know what's funny is like these, I hit back, sorry. The funny thing about the medallions, Jake, is that even, let's say the cheapest one, probably Emerald, $5, $6. I mean, after a major printing where they had two different versions of each of them.
Yeah.
They're still,
now you got the borderless ones.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the cheapest one is still a $5 card. Looking at some of the ones that are actually like played, $15. $35 for the
medallion is, I love the art on this too. Man, it is such a black card. It's so cool.
These cards, I think good. I mean, it's just wild to me, this set, because you're already going to be opening fetches, right?
Yeah.
But on top of it, you've got all 5 medallions in 2 different treatments, and the worst pull of these is a $5 card, the base Emerald medallion. What's the white one? Is the white one even cheaper?
No.
$7. No, it's the green one's the cheapest, right?
Yeah, because green, you don't really need it, right? Because of ramp.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah. Jack with the $2 says Storm Drake and the new Emperor of Bones look great. Appreciate the $2, Jack. Good to see ya. I am seeing some people saying like, how does the Teferi work with the Drake? Aren't loyalty abilities not activated abilities? No, it's a loyalty ability. Hold on.
A loyalty ability. Sorry. All hail the new Stream Monarch. Crowns in chat for Jack Polifka. And I'll lower the echo. Loyalty abilities on Planeswalkers are activated abilities. They have a colon. It is a cost. The cost is the loyalty, whatever it determines. Jack, thank you for that. All hail.
Okay, so then Teferi cannot bounce the Drake then, right? If it has protection from activated?
That's what I'm saying. Because your opponent will control it. I'm saying imagine building a blue-white control deck that runs new Drake and new Teferi if it didn't have hexproof from activated, because that was the big question, is why does it have it on there?
Oh,
imagine a world where you're bouncing
Got it. So they can't do that. That's why they made it hexproof. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that was what I was saying. There's been a huge discussion of why a card that goes to your opponent has hexproof from activated and triggered abilities.
Yeah. Got you. My bad. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Conversation there.
Also relevant. Yes, exactly, Grovac. Binding doesn't work on it. Sorry, y'all. I thought I wasn't clear enough when I said that. There was a discussion. The point of the whole conversation is there was a discussion as to why does that card have that line of text?
Yeah,
if it's just going to go to your opponent.
Right.
And it's
right.
Well, there's probably a lot of examples of activated and triggered abilities that control mages would get silly with. Also keeps it from like triggering on itself. You can't have, I don't know why you'd really do that because it's an ETB, but you couldn't like chain it to get energy if that would be possible, because the Drake's ability is triggered. So like your second Drake can't get the first Drake, if you can even do anything with that. I haven't worked out if you can do anything with that, but that's another example. There's just a lot of activated and triggered abilities that the shenanigans would flow.
Yeah.
If we did not have that thing having some protections. Anyway, my point with the medallions, isn't it tight that there are 5 more cards in this set where when you pull it, you're going to go, okay, not bad. I like that. Because these aren't going down in price, y'all. Unless this is like a, now every year we're going to reprint the medallions and they're trying to get them down into like You remember how talismans used to be in this slot? People be like, oh nice, talismans, $5. That shit ain't $5 anymore. Talismans are in a different realm now. I feel like just printed at will. Whereas these medallions are still sort of controlled. Well, as controlled as being printed twice in less than 12 months in 2 major ways. As controlled as that is. But I think it's pretty tight. Having these in there.
Yeah.
You got fetches, you got medallions, and then you got the flares. There's just a lot of potential cycles of hits with this. And that's before you get into any of the other stuff. We saw these. Jake, we saw the Kalia profile art. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's great.
And the showcase.
Great. It's cool that card is going to be modern legal. I'm interested to see if anybody brews with it.
Chat, where are we at? Which Kalia? Okay, all of the Kalia arts are in this picture. At this point, you've got OG. You've got 2XM. Okay, let's go game paper. There we go. You got 2XM showcase. You got MH3 showcase. You got MH3 portrait. Profile, sorry. You got MH3 base and you got base. Jake sent me a foil copy of this one. It is somewhere in my collection and I cannot find it. But I know it's in this room. It can't have walked away.
One of the better cards from that set.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Jake, thank you. That card has appreciated to $76 for a non-foil copy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the better cards.
It's somewhere. Gotta find it.
There's a lot of different Kalias these days.
East to west. You can't make that statement just across the board. The portraits, some of them look dumb, but like this portrait is dope. This Kalia card right here is chef's kiss.
Pretty sweet, dude.
That is tight.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter goes, y'all, has Kalia always been hot? And somebody was like, dog, her literal whole leg is out.
Walter says, who are you guys? How did you get on my phone? What's up, Walter? Thank you for the 42 months.
Wow, Walter.
That's a lot of months, Walter.
If you were a plant that we had kept alive for 42 months, we would cherish you.
You'd be a big plant.
Dude, you'd be a
pretty strong plant.
Big plant.
Big old plant, dude.
Anyway, the Kalia is gorgeous.
You would still have a lot more years to grow.
Yeah. But still, that's a nice little tree. Solid tree. Wind's not going to blow it over out of the ground. Yeah. Chat, Kalia was one of my very first commanders ever, so I wanted to stop and chat about that one for a second.
I remember you getting that deck first, and that deck also had, I believe it had the very first copy of Chaos Warp.
I was just about to say, I think it was Chaos Wars. Chaos Warp.
Yeah, I remember Chaos Warp when that first came out because it was such good removal in red. Wrap your head around this, chat. Chaos Warp, when it first came out, was like a $30 or $40 card in that one precon. Pretty freaking crazy.
It was even more premium than not to go full boomer on y'all, but you used to could not take your commander out of your library if it got shuffled in.
That's true. If it got spell crumpled, which is why no one plays spell crumple anymore.
I was just about to say spell crumple is the ultimate boomer card. CEDH should just middle fingers to the air and be like, nope, stuff rules.
Yeah.
That we still play with stuff rules around here.
Yeah, dude. You used to be able to put a commander into the library. That used to be one of our buddies' go-tos was get the commander in the library, and then he'd be like, no, you gotta just go find it.
Gotta be the spike. Always gotta be the damn spike.
You just gotta go find it. You'll just draw into it. Yeah, I'm happy that they changed that because that actually did go against the spirit of Commander. It's like you can remove the Commander completely. Then it kind of is like, what's the point of playing Commander? Now you get a Darksteel mutation on it or something like that. There's still ways to deal with Commanders, but
any modern players in chat think that this card is going to be a problem or not?
This seems pretty strong, and this is also going to be on Arena.
Yeah, all of these. Yikes. This whole set's going to be on Arena.
Yeah.
Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah, seriously, really. in a world where people are playing a lot of triomes, it feels like, I don't know, modern players, answer me on this one. Does the domain deck care about this? You know, Rakdos can probably survive. Two color decks can probably get around it.
Yeah. Jank, thank you for the 16 months. It says, how is Walter not the stream monarch yet? We'll get him. Walter with the $5 says, Jank forcing my hand, just got off work and just tuned in. Walter, we appreciate the $5. Thank you, sir.
All hail the outgoing monarch, Jack Polivka. All hail Jack. The new monarch, Walter Ray. Crowns in chat. Modern players does this. Yeah. Okay, so T-Wolf said, considering how bad Blood Moon hurt the Urza Stacks deck.
Mm-hmm.
No. You're talking about domain. Caleb was talking about Urza Stacks and CEDH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You want to play mono blue, you want to play all islands in CDH, you're loving this card. If you can spare a slot for it, honestly.
I mean, it is the strongest color in Magic, and it's not even close. So, I mean, I do think that it should have been free. I think there should have been some way to like get it on the board as early as like turn 1.
Think about sacrificing a Merfolk, put Harbinger of the Seas onto the battlefield for free.
Yeah, just something that gets it onto the battlefield for free. The fact that I would have to, like, for example, like cast a Soul Ring or like a Lotus Petal, like I would have to play an island and a Soul Ring and like a Lotus Petal and possibly, you know, like another card in order to get this on turn 1.
Yeah,
I think there should be like a turn 0 play.
The Soul Ring Keep made that a really stumbly opening hand, but I know what you're talking about here. What if it was like, destroy target creature your opponent controls, put Harbinger of the Seas onto the battlefield without paying its mana cost? Like something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Just, I think it's a massively steep cost, being 2 blue and 1 other for 2/2.
Yeah.
I think it should be like maybe 3 colorless or like 1 blue, something like that.
Yeah, 1 blue
that way
full
this
stop.
card can... Yeah, just 1 blue for 2/2 non-basic lands or islands. I think that would have really been probably like a good direction to go with this card.
Oversight of design won't be played at this mana, but you know, maybe if it was free.
If it was free or 1 blue or like maybe 1 colorless, I could see people getting behind it. Yeah.
1 Phyrexian blue mana. How about that?
Yeah, just like 1 Phyrexian blue mana would be perfect for this card. Yeah. And it should make some treasures. It should come in with like at least, you know, 2 to 3 to like 5 tap treasures would be good.
Oh, tapped?
But
I mean,
yes,
if we're
I
going to
do
do
think
tapped, we can do up to 8.
I don't know if it's going to be... Yeah, we could probably go up to 8 if we did tapped. But yeah, Harbinger of the Seas, I'd rate it at like, you know, maybe like S tier, S.5, something like that.
Reprint of Ophiomancer.
This is a good card.
It looks... I'm curious if that means we're going to get the token in the set. To this day, the only way to have gotten that token was to get the Commander Collection Black. That was the only printing
like a meme
of the token.
At this point?
Ophiomancer and the snake token?
Yeah, they're like, just don't make the snake.
Yeah, well, it started in Commander 2013, and they didn't print the token for it in there. And then it was just like Jumpstart, no real good. I guess they could have done the token in there, but yeah, decent reprint, really good card.
Yeah.
Jake, will you read Wrath of the Skies? I'm sorry, I need to step into the bathroom real fast. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah. 2 white and X. You get X energy. And you could pay. You get X energy. Okay, yeah. Then you may pay any amount of energy. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value less than or equal to the amount of energy paid this way. It's extremely good. It's extremely good. If you're already in energy, then this could end up being a board wipe for, 2, right? If I am in like big energy, go 2 white and 0, and then blow up the board. It's pretty good. Pretty good. If there's something I'm missing, let me know. But I think it's a very strong card. See what the pre-sale price is. Oh, there is no pre-sale price yet. That's fine. I want this for Liberty Prime, but this should also work in Modern. Kills Saga and Karnstructs for 2. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a wipe that we can kind of like, it's a flexible board wipe. God, these Modern sets are so pushed. They're just so strong. There's not really like much I can say other than that. Pay 3, you could basically kill Hammer Time. Yeah, Jank is saying, I mean, it's definitely a sideboard card in my opinion, but you know, in Commander, I think it's definitely going to be a staple in every single Liberty Prime deck.
Yeah,
for
hell
sure.
yeah, dude. USA, I'm eating. That deck is just eating in this set because I'm getting utilities with energy on them. I'm getting wipes with utility. I'm hoping I get some good payoff bombs with energy on them.
Board wipe.
Oh, I know.
If you have a pile of energy, you could just wipe the whole board for paying 2 white.
Exactly.
Pretty strong.
Right before I play my commander that has haste.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I love.
This is another one where it should have probably been free. I feel like Magic should have a set called like free spells, and like all the spells are free, and it's just like you could just cast everything in your hand right.
Laney said pay 2 to wipe 0. No, it's, well, if you have no energy, yeah, you can wipe all the tokens off the battlefield by paying 2 white and paying 0 energy. Yeah. I guess that is true. You could wipe off artifact, creature, and enchantment tokens. That's pretty interesting. But you only have to pay if you've got a pile of energy, like Jake said, just pay 2. Or the part that an energy deck really loves is, in this turn, I'm going to get to build up an enormous energy reserve, potentially. If I just dump everything I've got into X, wipe the board, build up an enormous energy reserve, and if I've got any permanents that happen to survive this or that I can play right after, then I've got energy for those activated abilities on that stuff. Yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
I do like the idea that you can clean up all the dockside shit with that. That's cool.
No more treasures for you.
Yeah.
Argent Deus enters the battlefield with 2 oil counters on it. Whenever 2 or more creatures attack, put an oil counter on it, and you can pay 2, tap it, remove 2 oil counters from it to exile another target non-land permanent, and its controller draws 2 cards. Is that art off center?
Slightly, yeah.
That's killing me.
Slightly to the left, yep. You could tell by the spikes at the bottom.
That is killing me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't deal. What happened?
I don't know. Maybe the artist thought it looked weird having it be completely centered, so they wanted to put it like a little bit off.
Just a little bit off?
Yeah.
Oh, Photoshop is all trying to... There we go. Okay, it's 672 pixels wide. So 672 divided by 2 is 336. So we'll go here, we'll do this. And then we're gonna view our ruler. 236. Is that what I said?
Mm-hmm.
336. Oh my god. On a card too that is like it's designed down a center line.
Right.
I think that's what's making me so
kind of throwing you off.
Freaked out about this. Yeah, dude, it's a design around a circle with a line down the center.
Yeah.
And
That's messed up.
everything is symmetrical about the art, except the cracks in the porcelain here. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because of that. Argent Deus. I can't even analyze this card. I can't handle it. Oh, let's look at this one.
Collective Resistance.
Does that look more centered?
As far as a card goes, I think it's an extremely strong card because the fact that they don't get anything back for the thing that you exile, like it's a small price to pay if you're getting rid of a Smothering Tithe, right? Is they get 2 cards and that card's out of the game. It's not like it's out of the game until this card is removed. It's just out of the game.
Proliferate.
That seems pretty strong.
Yeah, it could be a cool card for a Proliferate deck.
So for 4 total, because
thing.
it enters the battlefield with 2 oil counters on it, for 4 total, you're playing this and you're paying 2 and tapping it to exile the thing that's pesky right in the moment. Then you can work on building it up with your board. If you're like in tokens or stuff that's just going to attack all the time, you can just get more oil counters on it and keep removing them. Yeah, but Grovac, but the draw 2 is like, I really don't care about that all that much. In Commander, so often in like a battle cruiser kind of pod, everybody's hands are just like full a lot of the time. Like everybody's got answers.
Instant speed with Escalate. Don't blink. It's not spree. 1 green, 1 other instant speed. Choose 1 or more. Escalate's gonna let you hit more.
This should work as a modal card, right? Because it's choose.
I would say so. Yes.
Okay.
I would say so.
Oh, it's cool to see more modal support coming out.
I like that it is. I mean, it's naturalized with upside. This card is. I mean, pick up foils of this if you want to.
And target creature gains hexproof and indestructible. It's a heroic intervention for like a dude.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of times, I bet this gets used as like. In response, I'm going to fizzle your removal and I'm going to destroy your artifact for 3 mana.
Yeah.
And I'm going to destroy that enchantment that's been rocking us.
Massive card.
Yeah, that's really good.
I would main deck that in limited, dude. That's a great combat trick, and it has the bundled in support of being able to like get rid of artifacts and enchantments, which is really hard to main deck for.
Damn, what is that? If you fizzle a removal spell, that's 1. You destroy something, that's 2. And if you have the 4 mana, you can destroy another thing. Not bad.
Yeah, and if you use that creature that you fizzle the removal on to block something else, that's a potential 4 for 1 on this.
Wow. There you go, chat. Best card ever printed. I'm glad they didn't make this one free, though.
It should be blue and free.
You didn't let me get my version out.
Oh.
I'm just glad the green spells still have to cast mana, as they should.
Same.
Unstable Amulet. Uncommon energy support. Further things for my Liberty Prime deck. A red and another. ETBs I get 2. Love it. It's an artifact that Liberty Prime can eat. Love it. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals a damage and you can pay 2 to impulse draw and use that until the end of your turn. You can play it. So that means lands are open for choosing.
That is good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like Unstable. We got a little mistake here. Scryfall. I don't know if anybody who works at Scryfall ever watches our stuff, but you got a little mistake here. But that's okay. That's okay. Emperor of Bones. 1 black, 1 other for a Skeleton Noble 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Wow.
That's good.
Pose the graveyard strategy.
It's cool.
Pay 2 mana, adapt 2, which is like you can only do it once, right? And you can only do it if there's no +1/+1 counters on it. And it's going to get 2 +1/+1 counters on it, I think is adapt. We'll double check. I like that the base copy of this has no reminder text on an ability that is not from this set necessarily. Whatever. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Emperor, put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter on it. It gains haste and sack it at the beginning of the next end step.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. Not that
cool.
grief needs more friends, but did we scam Grief on turn 1, play Emperor of Bones on turn 2, go to combat, exile our Grief from our graveyard, turn 3 adapt 2, put Grief onto the battlefield, trigger, swing for 4 with Emperor of Bones and whatever Grief's power is, I don't know off the top of my head, not Gride, it's Grief. Swing for 3 plus 4. That seems pretty mean.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. It seems pretty strong. What a card, man. Emperor of Bones.
Yeah, this is a really interesting card. I like that. I like that. Okay, there's no reminder text for what damn adapt is. Here we go. If this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, okay, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Got it. So you can only do it once unless you got some kind of way to clean counters off of Emperor of Bones, but one should be good. I mean, Thoughtseize their biggest thing. Turn 1,
yeah,
their biggest creature. Yeah. Emperor of Bones, turn 2, exile it, pass. Turn 3, adapt, plus your 3rd mana is open. Put their biggest thing onto the battlefield and swing. With
massive.
This thing being a 4/4. Wow.
Massive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and then honestly, exactly, Grovac. It just says whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on it. Doesn't Soul Cauldron just do that? Yeah. Exile a card from a graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. A little bit of a nombo because you want to use your creatures for the other thing. What is that new what's the new card, Jake? The white card that puts a +1/+1 counter on it. It's from the Vault. What was that set called? Let me go to sets.
I like what Harold is saying here. Adapt plus Thoughtseize in the same turn too. Yeah, so like turn 2 you play that thing. And then on turn 3, you Thoughtseize whatever their big thing is, and then you adapt afterwards to make sure that there's something big in the graveyard, right?
Exactly.
In theory.
Here's the second option. On turn 3, you can play Collector's Cage.
Yeah.
And activate it with that 3rd mana. Yeah, thank you, Rip and Ship. Rip and Ship knew what I was talking about.
Collector's Cage is good.
Yep. I like Emperor of Bones. This is a very interesting card to build around in Modern.
Yeah, it kind of incentivizes like a mill strategy that doesn't end with the typical way of milling, right? It's like,
oh, it's exile a black card from your hand. Holy shit. For a second, I was like, bro, don't those things evoke by discarding a black card? So you could just discard your own bomb and then revive it with your own, but it doesn't matter. Not possible with Grief. Very bad. But there's plenty of ways, like, is this legal? This is illegal in Modern, right? No, Grizzlebrand's legal in Modern.
It is. You played against it, remember?
Yes.
I was playing against you and you were running that deck that runs it.
That's what I was remembering. Yeah, dude. Yeah. What is there? All right, chat. That's what we need to figure out. We won't sit here and do it right now, but Emperor of Bones, how do we get Grizzlebrand into our graveyard, play Emperor of Bones, and get a +1/+1 counter on Emperor of Bones on turn 2 so that we can swing with a hasty Grizzlebrand, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards, pass.
I mean, I almost feel like that Emperor of Bones just gets run in that deck for the chance where you're going to be able to have something big like that in the yard, right?
Right.
And so oftentimes, you know, you're going to play one of these things, or maybe it'll get because if you're playing, what is it, like a Goryo's Vengeance, right?
It's a Goryo's Vengeance Atraxa is the main thing.
So yeah, deck. If you just Goryo's Vengeance and the creature gets sacrificed and goes to the yard at the end of the turn, right? Then the Emperor of Bones just kind of works.
Exile at the beginning of the next end step.
All right, never mind.
But still, I mean, it's Resurrection Redundancy. Entomb, that's good. Yep. That's going to be... Oh, wait, that hasn't been announced. That's not legal in Modern, yo. Man.
Yeah, neither is Reanimate.
Buried Alive is what they just put into Modern.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Buried Alive.
Still, it's a big heavy mana, and we need some mana.
Yeah.
Emperor of Bones is pretty cool.
Surveil Land, yeah.
Ooh, Surveil Land is good. Not as... Can't count on it.
The first rule, you guys going to be in drip soon. Oh, yeah, we're going hard on that. We are going to be doing a ton of drip in the future. Don't you worry. Necrobloom. This is a card
we have a drip show next week. First rule.
Yep. This is one of those cards where I'm just like, man, this card is so busted. That 7 toughness, dude. The 7 toughness for me is just like wild on this card.
Land falls into a 0/1. But if you got the 7 lands with different names, it's a Field of the Dead. You get zombies instead. And you can return lands from your graveyard to your hand and mill 2 cards instead of drawing a card. I promise you, the Graveyard Reanimator deck wants this. This card is huge.
Yeah, I want it in Carador. 100%. I don't think there's a world where, like, if you're in these colors where you don't really want this card, I would just play it alongside Field of the Dead and just... I mean, it's a Field of the Dead in the command zone.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was tweeting earlier today, was just like, let's take the band effect and put it in the command zone.
Yeah.
It would be great, and it can't go wrong. I'm sure it's not obviously going to be as powerful, but Field of the Dead is more... You're able to deal with it if it's not one-on-one. It's not as brutal when we're not one-on-oneing. But there's also tons of ways to break it.
Yeah.
And this could result in a ton of 2/2s all at once. Spooky Victory Bell. That's exactly right, Sharpie. You nailed it. Good to see you. Love the name. So Necrobloom is pretty sweet. Can't wait to play with that out of the command zone. Drossclaw, Living Weapon. Whenever equipped a creature attacks, each opponent loses a life. Equip 2. I said a limited card. That's pretty sweet.
It's a limited card.
Yeah.
If there's something I'm missing on that one, let me know.
No, I mean, I would play it.
I'll
play it in limited. I'd for sure play it.
It's a fine card. Yeah.
Little 1/1 for 2. Attacks each opponent. Little what is it called? Pulse Tracker. Pulse Tracker for an extra mana, and it stays around to turn something else into a Pulse Tracker.
Yeah, I think the equip could have been even cheaper on that.
I honestly, I mean, I know they tested the shit out of it, but
I don't think it needed a 2 equip, but
I'm with you.
Sure.
Warren Power Stone reprint. Not a huge value play here, but cool.
Interesting choice for Modern. I can see this going in like Maze Mind Tome decks and like those colorless decks that run Karn, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, this will be new to Modern. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Wirewood Symbiote reprint.
Oh man.
Healthy combo decks.
Good. Yeah. Good card.
Whenever I see the word elf, I'm just like, can it be in that wolf deck?
Mm-hmm.
We got a reprint of the Odyssey lands. I recognize these from when I started playing here. Assuming that the rest of the
Threshold.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Assuming either the
Threshold and Commander are easy.
Rest
easy
of
to
the
pull off.
rest of the cycles up there, or it'll be along. But yeah, I remember Barbarian Ring and Burn decks back in the day. Cephalid Coliseum was also played. Then, Jake, we got a new cycle of split mana, hybrid mana, modal dual-faced cards. And I got to tell you, let's look at them real fast. All of them
let's do it.
Inter-tapped, and they all tap for their 2 colors, as you can see.
Cool.
So that's what's on the back. They're all 2-color, enter the battlefield tapped lands. Stomp. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control.
One-sided fight.
Love
I like that.
Strength of the Harvest. It's an aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature and or enchantment you control.
Creature and enchantment.
Really?
I'm happy they did both.
Really freaking strong. Glasswing Grace. It's an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has flying and lifelink. I'm a little lower on this one. It's fine. But So far, these two are fantastic in the decks that they would run in.
This is extremely expensive, but the reason is because this card can absolutely get you back in the game on the right creature.
100%.
Like you can. This is a limited blowout card. I don't really know how strong it's going to be in Commander or Modern. Probably not great in either. I don't really see a world where
decks that want auras don't have a ton of like black choices, and the fact that this is on a land may see play. So like I'm talking a fringe of a fringe deck, right? You're looking at aura decks that have black in them that want to replace a land with a spell. Anyway,
1,000,000% I'm running that in limited though, because the flexibility of being able to play it as a land means I can run one less land in the deck.
This is a turn 1 play or a turn 5 play.
Yeah,
in limited.
And so if I'm getting cracked, like beat up hard, but then I'm able to get this on whatever my biggest beater is, and now it's a flyer with lifelink, that's a huge swing.
Right.
And it also creates a big threat. So I do like it.
Inspiration, I'm a little lower on this one too. It is draw 2, then discard a card at random unless you pay 2 energy. Doesn't give you any energy. You got to have the energy. It's a divination. It's instant speed, but you got to discard a card at random. So I'm just kind of low on that one. I don't like the random. 1 mana of either color to give a creature +1/+1 and indestructible. +1/+1 permanently, by the way, and indestructible temporarily. This one will see play.
So it's like better than a Snakeskin Veil.
Well, you can still get exiled. Snakeskin does hexproof it up, but Snakeskin doesn't protect it from a board wipe, whereas this does. So it's just kind of a trade-off. What do you see more in your meta?
It's also a fantastic combat trick too.
Oh, dude. Yes, exactly. Take your 2/2 that's running into a 3/3. 1 mana kill their 3/3.
How can that card be a 1-cost card? And then the Glasswing Grace has to be 5.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably because of what you said, Jake. This card was just such a blowout at 4.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Legion Leadership. Until end of turn, double target creature's power and it gains first strike.
Okay, so really good combat trick here.
Really good combat trick. Kind of wish for Commander. I know I'm asking too much here, but I kind of wish it either untapped it or gave it trample, because you can't give it vigilance and it still be a good combat trick. So target creature's power doubled and gains first strike, untap it. That seems cool to me. Gains trample seems busted and probably like it needs a 3rd mana added to this, but for 2 mana, not bad. This one seems more designed for like limited, modern constructed. I mean, not so much for Commander, whereas like this one and this one and this one are all playable in Commander in my opinion.
What's crazy about that card to me is it's going to be a kill shot in a lot of the time, because say you'd put a pump on a creature and now all of a sudden for 2 mana more, you're doubling that power. Just like the baseline, it takes like a 2 power creature to 4 power and gives it first strike. So like that's a very strong combat trick. Yeah.
Looking at constructed too, this card, casting a non-creature, it gets +2/+0. You're already plotting it. This can be where you spend your mana that turn. Yeah, dude. Holy
shit.
The problem with this one is in that aggro deck, you can't run too many enter the battlefield tapped lands. And so like one of these, and it can be like a turn 1 play on the one game where you're like, damn, I don't have a turn 1. Pretty brutal. I guess I wonder if this card is like a win more in Slick Shot. Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably already stuff that doubles target creature's power that this is like strictly worse than. And so it'd be a matter of, does that get played?
However, very strong. I'm a fan.
Yeah, same. Drowner of Truth, 7 mana, 7/6 devoid. That thing doesn't have reach or flying, but it's taller than 4 trees on top of each other. When you cast this spell, if colorless was spent to cast it, create 2 Eldrazi spawn. So it gives you 2 mana back, as long as 1 colorless mana was spent to cast it.
And it gives, or blockers, however you want to use them.
Yeah.
7/6 and it goes wide. 7/6 for 7. It's big.
Interesting. Tap all creatures target player controls. You may pay X energy, then choose up to X creatures tapped this way. Put a stun counter on them. This is going in my deck.
Yeah. This card is very good.
Either lock down their blockers just for now. Dude. Yeah, dude, stun counters are good. I like Suppression Ray. Search your library for an instant card or a card with flash. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. A 4-mana tutor on one of these lands?
At instant speed, no less.
Ooh. I wasn't paying attention to that.
That's pretty good. Instant speed tutor.
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch,
and it goes to hand.
In a pinch, this can be your land? Yeah, this card is good. This card is good. Oh, what are you casting? No, hang on. No, you're not. Waterlog Teachings in response. Let me go search up my counter spell. Got it. How much mana do you have untapped? 0? You're tapped out? Okay, cool. Mana leak.
Or flash.
Or flash. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Or it can be a land. Dope looking land. Look at that art. Douglas Schuler killing it here.
Yeah, dude.
Waterlogged is good. Blood-Soaked Insight. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Oh,
God,
wow.
that art is morbid.
Oh, wow. If you can get 5... Looking at Commander, if you can get 5 damage dealt across all of your opponents, period, this only costs 2 mana. Target opponent exiles the top 3 cards of their library until the end of your next turn. You can play those. If you would cast a spell this way, mana of any type can be spent to cast it. That's okay. This will go in a lot of decks that have been doing this recently, but I personally prefer to play with the cards that I brought for my strategy and not go, I hope I get something good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do with like Chaos Wand, and it's kind of like a Tali, right? It's like,
yeah,
I mean, Chaos Wand is a Johnny card, but let's look at a Tali, which everybody knows is really sweaty. You know, you get random stuff, but because of the sheer volume of stuff that you're getting, you're most likely going to get something good because you're doing all 4 players in the pod,
right?
Including yourself.
So,
yeah, Blood-Soaked is it's not a bad card, but I see what you're saying as well. You know, so like if you're not in that synergy, then
the test for this is, would you run this in Karavik? Because that deck deals damage like nobody's business. Everybody's losing life every single turn with that deck. So this is always going to cost 2 mana for you pretty much once you're rolling. Or it can be a land. Does this even get a consideration for that deck? File Smasher, I could see that.
Yeah, probably not, dude. Probably not. I think it's just too subjective and it's too weird. Like,
right.
Definitely, again, limited. If I'm going wide, right?
Hell yeah.
If I'm going wide and I know that I'm gonna have like a turn where, you know, we crack in and deal some damage, which does constitute loss of life, then I'll be able to, you know, pay a red and a black, 2 red, 2 black, whatever, to cast this spell, and then the end of your next turn. So you get the untap phase, and now you're able to play that stuff. That gives you a lot of cards that next turn. And in limited, you're most likely just playing against creature v creature.
Right.
And
take their 3-drop can be a game turn.
Or a removal spell or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. All in all, this cycle is pretty sick. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, adding more modal dual face cards is good. Players have been a big fan of MDFCs since they came out in Zendikar Rising.
And these are so easy to play in Commander. I don't even flip over the MDFCs that are lands on the back when I play them. I just put them with my lands, and I'm like, that's a land. It's not that hard to keep up with. I don't have to take it out and flip it around because I know on the back it ETB's tapped, and it taps for these 2 colors because we got these beautiful little reminders down here.
TFTD says, why is Necrobloom a legendary? Well, because it's a Field of the Dead in the command zone.
There's a format called
just a Field of the Dead.
Yeah, there's a form TFTD. There's Commander exists. That's why.
Yeah, because it can be your commander.
We also got another cycle of rare lands in this deck, Jake, that I think might have some play going forward. Yet another cycle that is good to open, both strength of play wise and potential future value wise. Spymaster's Vault is the black one. ETB's tapped unless you control a swamp. Taps for a black, and you can pay a black, tap it. Target creature you control connives X, where X is the number of creatures that have died this turn. And we know the strength of Connive. Connive, drawing, discarding, counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way. Connive is a very strong mechanic, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Filtering into your perfect hand, growing your creatures. Connive has, and it just like K-Spice is saying,
a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Connive having draw, discard, and +1 counters synergizes with a lot of strategies, y'all. I would watch this card. We're also getting this cool version of it here.
Very Capenna. Very Capenna.
Very Capenna. But
the most Capenna.
Spymaster, that's got to be Ravnica. There's no way. Kami of Jealous Thirst is a common. Pay 5. Each opponent loses 2 life. Ability costs 5 less to activate if you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn. Activate only once each turn. Common. Tune the narrative. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. When I'm talking about my energy commander deck is getting utility and it's getting bombs, this is the utility I'm talking about, dude. Simple draw a card, get 2 energy spells are what that deck has been missing.
Just that little, like, rounding it out a little bit.
That's exactly right. All of my stuff needs to be working towards energy. Not I have the chunk of energy cards that are playable, and then I got some other stuff.
Right.
But I'm going to get to run stuff like this in that deck, which has gotten me excited. Tommy O meets the story circle.
Sure, I'll read one. You've read a lot of them. I'll do
it,
one.
Man. Do it.
As this saga enters the battlefield and after your draw step, add a lore counter on it, sacrifice after 3. First step of this is until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -2/-0 until end of turn. You see this effect a lot. And then the second phase of this card, discard any number of cards, then investigate twice for each card discarded this way. That pairs nicely.
Investigate
with
twice
Academy
is
Manufactor.
Great. Oh my god.
Yeah. Shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard into your library. Do you think Academy Manufactor is ever going to get played in a modern list? That would be pretty sweet if it did.
It would have to be part of a combo.
Yeah.
Because you're not, it's just like it's decent.
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's some card printed, like, I mean, Kappa Cannoneer, maybe, right?
Yeah.
While we're thinking about it, let's just jump over here. Yeah, this is improvise. I don't know. It just seems slow. It seems slow for modern.
Yeah. Not Kappa Cannoneer though.
No, not Kappa Cannoneer. I'm talking about Academy Manufactor. Dude, this card does not seem slow for modern. Let me clarify. This legacy played card does not seem slow for modern.
The issue is that, can we look up the Mox Opal legality? Because I'm pretty sure it's legal in legacy, but it is banned in modern.
Banned.
So that's where like Affinity kind of gets like into a weird spot, and why Affinity kind of fell out in modern. You know, this card used to be the bread and butter of that deck, and yeah, I would like to see.
I just want to see what the modern Affinity deck looks like nowadays. If it's even in,
it's going to be such a small percentage, if anything.
Mono black. Deck search, Affinity.
Wow.
No results. No, that's looking for cards, I think. Last 365 days. Mill is on there in the last year.
Oh, Affinity.
Where is it?
Or Hardened Scales. Hardened Scales and Affinity have kind of been like, that's kind of like where Affinity is gone. Yeah, because there's the Springleaf Drum. Like, here's all the Affinity pieces.
Yeah. Arcbound Ravager, Zabas. Yeah. Patchwork.
Yeah. It's like a hardened Affinity. This is the evolution of Affinity post Mox Opal.
Welding Jar. Soul Cauldron. Ozolith, obviously. Ozolith still a $37 card. That would be a crazy card to get reprinted in here.
Ozolith would be a good reprint. That's something that we need.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, because there's so many pieces here. Like I'm looking at Hangerback, I'm looking at Arcbound Ravager, Ancient Stirrings, Welding Jar, Springleaf Drum. But then like a lot of this stuff is like new stuff. So this is barely like the old Affinity list that I used to see, where it was like you just crap out a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm excited to see what Kappa Cannoneer does as far as Affinity goes.
Once we get it, once we're rolling, we gotta get some decks rolling and we'll play some sweet stuff. Common Legendary here, 6 mana, 4/4 ETBs and deals 4 damage to any target. Wow. Okay, so know that the red deck, if it gets to 6 mana in limited, can just drop a 4 damage 4/4.
Yeah, and then for Grandeur, we have discard another card named this, sacrifice 2 mountains, and it deals 4 damage to any target. Wow.
Pretty insane.
Okay.
Pretty insane at common.
It's extremely expensive for
It
6.
is.
So definitely not a modern card, but I do see it being a house in limited.
I mean,
4 damage to any target.
Flame Tongue Kavu was 4.
Yeah.
So this is 2 more mana. Flame Tongue Kavu had to deal damage to a creature. Ember Mage can go face to finish if you need. And it's got the tax for the Grandeur, so that if you have multiples.
Yeah.
One
Jake
of our
says,
drafts,
imagine drafting a few of these. Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Well, I was just about to say, one of our drafts that we do of this, we just need to take every SCOA Ember Mage that we see.
Yes, man.
Go.
Yes.
Go 20.
Even if it gets
26
removed,
mountains.
if not,
26 mountains and every SCOA that we can pull.
I think this in limited is going to be a card that people complain about all the time, just because it's very easy to get to 6 in limited. If you're in red, you know, getting to that final 4 damage, just getting your opponent in range of that final 4 is such a feasible thing to do. Like if you're in a nice burn deck, you can get someone to the danger zone pretty quick. So yeah, man, I think this card is great. And then it leaves a 4 power, 4 toughness body behind after you get the big ETB.
That's a goblin and a wizard.
Yeah. And then you sack your 2 mountains just to close out the game. Yeah, man.
Conduit Goblin, little energy
Gobbo.
Boros Energy Gobbo. Weird. I was so wrong about energy, by the way. I gotta make a short call. I was so wrong about energy. I was like, surely they can't put it anywhere but Kaladesh. And they were like, Joel, lightning exists. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Goodbye. Now there's energy everywhere.
Yeah.
You didn't need a nuclear reactor like Joel said. Just have lightning. Anywhere
there's always a
electricity.
Boros Goblin that just kind of like sticks out like a sore thumb.
ETBs, you get 2 energy. Beginning of combat, pay an energy. Creature gets +1/+0 and gains haste. Yeah, this is great. You may. I mean, this is a great turn 2 drop because twice you're going to get to give a creature haste, which is insane in this deck. The deck that wants this. This is another one where you don't need energy. You don't need it to be an energy deck. You can even give it it's a 3/2 haster for 2 that the next turn can give something else haste. If you want to look at it that way. I like this. I like Conduit Goblin. This is the kind of common that I like to see. Warren Soul Trader.
Holy shit, it looks like a gremlin from Gremlins.
It does kind of look like a gremlin laughing.
Looks just like a gremlin. Zombie Goblin Wizard. Wow, it's got some good creature types.
Seriously, they were just like all of the types.
All the good types. Pay 1 life, sack another creature, create a treasure token. Oh my god.
Wait, you got to keep reading. I'm expecting you can only do this once per turn, right? You can only do this once per turn, right? You can only do this once per turn, right? Right? Wait, it's a free sack outlet for just life and it gives you treasure tokens in return and there's no limit? There's no limit?
I'm trying to find the part where the treasure token enters the battlefield tapped, but here we go. It's another goblin that has treasure synergy that doesn't come into play tapped. Jesus, this card is... This might be the strongest card of the day.
I'm still trying to read. I need to find... You can only do this once per turn.
Oh, wait, maybe you have to tap it. I'm trying to find where you have to tap it in order to use it.
The only way you could make this card better, Jake, is if you made it blue and made it free.
Yeah, if it were blue, it would probably be free. And I think, you know, when you get into like blue, like that's like what you expect from blue is like stuff should be free. You know, it's kind of like the color for like people that don't want to have to like play fair a lot of the time, and that's just, you know, how blue is. And I'm not hating on people that play blue. Some people like to play Magic, and then other people like to play a bunch of free stuff, and you know, that's what blue does. And so that goblin right there is probably the star of the set, if I had to guess. That goblin is probably the star of the set.
Bloodghast has haste as long as you have 10, as long as an opponent has 10 or less life. Just putting that out there. And it's modern legal.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. I didn't know they had new Bloodghast art, by the way. This is the only Bloodghast I know.
I love that OG Bloodghast art. Nothing tops that. Not even a little bit.
Yo, Warren Soul Trader seems insane. This is one of the most seemingly powerful cards I've seen from the set so far.
I'm guessing it will probably be, in not trolling, $300 to $700. No, I think it will probably be worth like half of, you know, like Dockside's price. I don't see a world where people don't go all in on this card, just because of how well it fits into so many strategies. It's token generation in an age where token or treasure generation where we have so much treasure support. I think it's very easy to abuse. Dude. Yeah.
Jank just pointed out something. I don't know whether to call it beautiful or horrifying.
Yeah.
Chatterfang says if one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens are created instead. So when this says create a treasure token here, you also create a 1/1 squirrel, which you can then pay 1 life and sacrifice that squirrel to create a treasure token and create a squirrel.
Cool. So what it seems like is this card probably wasn't tested. Right? I'm trying to see any sort of downside on the card, and I'm just not seeing it. Maybe if it had been a 0/3, it would make more sense. But it's a 3/3, so it's a nice beater too.
Interesting all-in sort of combo-y thing, because you got Chatterfang out of the... So you play this, and then you got Chatterfang out of the command zone, comes down, Warren Soul Trader, you've lost, let's say 2 life because of like utility lands or an ancient tomb or something. So you're at 38. So you can immediately create 37 mana. That should get you there, right? I mean, that should get you there.
Yeah.
Repeat the following process 35 times.
Yeah.
What?
You know, I kind of want to get with the guys over at Play to Win and just be like, hey, what are you guys thinking about this goblin? And they'd probably be like, we're going fucking crazy for that goblin, man. It's also not a non-token creature. So yeah, do it with a token, just like you're talking about. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the strongest card that ever was printed.
Couple things here. Jake, you ready for a blue card? Have you seen Strict Serenade yet?
Cool. Counter target artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token. We needed a new swan song. And look, they called it Strict Serenade because they knew what they were doing.
counter target commander for 1 blue. Give them a 2/2.
Yeah. Now this is one of those situations where this should have been 1 blue Phyrexian mana, or it should have just cost 0 straight up. I think it costing 1 blue is kind of like a bit much. It's a little bit over the top. You know, blue players are going to be a little upset at this because at this point they're expecting stuff to just be free. So I don't know. I'll have to rate it at like a B plus. I would be more inclined to give it an A or an S if it was free or 1 blue Phyrexian. If they had to at least, you know, like pay 2 life, people can get behind that. But having to pay an entire singular blue mana is kind of getting into a realm where people are going to be kind of cranky. Yeah, Randy has it right. Unplayable trash.
Jake's got his troll hat on tonight, but I will say this doesn't counter instance, which I feel like is going to kind of be stumbly for blue mages.
Yeah, it does fall to Swan Song. It's not as good as Swan Song, and that's me not trolling.
I do think it's not as good as Swan Song. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, it's a 1 blue counter spell, so it's got to be played. Even as I'm saying, it's not going to be played as much. I mean, I just feel like it's automatically getting tested, obviously, in those decks, but I just think that decks that want Swan Song and are 2 colors, 3 colors, aren't gonna think about this. But mono blue, hell yeah, you're absolutely throwing Strix there. Maybe even like oh, he's right here. Maybe even Talion, the Kindly Lord.
Yeah.
Hard control sort of CDH.
I do like that it hits Dockside. It's pretty tight.
I mean, it hits it right, and that alone is where I mean, every commander
it just gets played alongside an offer you can't refuse, right?
Well, and that's the thing is at this point you've got, and it's a fun thing to say, at this point you've got such a selection of free and 1 mana counter spells that this feels lower down the list. Crazy, right? But at the very least, counter every commander and every time anybody plays a Dockside for 1 blue. Here's a 2/2. Is that all you got?
Yes.
It's, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and you know, just speaking for commander, if most of the cards in your deck are free or 1 cost, then you can just cut lands and you can play more stuff like this. Like I don't need lands if all my cards are 1 cost and free. I only need like 10 or 20 and then a pile of mana rocks. And so my deck has a ton of flexibility.
There you go.
Yeah. Very strong card.
Hey everybody, we got about 200 people hanging out, a little over. Hit that like button for us, please. We appreciate you. As we continue on, not as beautiful as the Drake, but cool looking.
Cute. Yeah.
Little owl.
Yeah. I wish it was like a singing bird, like a songbird. You know?
Yeah.
Like just kind of like sitting there like chirping about. But that's nice.
Return another target permanent you control and all auras you control attached to it to their owner's hand. Oh, only during your turn.
Return another target permanent you control and all auras you control. Okay. Okay.
But only on your turn. If I could instant speed save my thing that they're going to make me sacrifice if I'm playing Enchantress, like this is an auto include. It's going to be one of the only artifacts I consider for my aura deck. But at sorcery speed, at the very least only on our turn.
Yeah, not sorcery speed, so that's cool.
Right, but only during your turn. Kind of want. Eldrazi Ravager. 6 mana, 6/6 with Annihilator 1. You can sack 2 Eldrazi to return it from your graveyard to your hand. Are those are these type Eldrazi?
Spawn.
Yeah, they are.
The spawn.
Look at that.
They are.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, dude, you cycle it away early. Sack 2 Scions. Back to your hand.
Get it back later. Hey, at least it doesn't say to the battlefield. I think it's a fun card.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good limited pull. It can be a finisher. I bet you're going to see this card quite a bit in limited because it can be a finisher in any deck. Cycle it away early, draw a card, get it back with some Scion synergy built in there. Like it's obviously
that's
in
the
Eldrazi.
key, right? Is you got to have the Scion synergy built in. Is like, yes, it's a good card. Cycling it away is great. Being able to like get that versatility, but yeah, I got to have a little bit of Scion support. That's for sure.
New Titan.
Flage.
Yeah, let's get this version so we can read it a little bit better.
Flage.
Read this
Titan of Fire's Fury. 1 white, 1 red, and 1 other for a 6/6 legendary creature, Elder Giant. When it enters the battlefield, sack it unless it escaped. I love that we're getting a new Titan. This is pretty sweet. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Wow, so Lightning Helix on the ETB and the attack.
2 mana.
And then the escape on this is exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. Okay, so not gonna lie, this for me is very strong, but I still don't know if it's as strong as Uro or Kroxa. Just an opinion. I don't think it is. I might be wrong.
I feel like this card is good. I want to test it in Boros. I don't love it in Commander. I feel like if it was Lightning Helix mana, Kroxa's 2, right?
Yeah.
Kroxa's one more than
stupid. I hate playing against Kroxa.
But it's discard a card or lose 3 life, and like discarding a card of their choice. This is 1 mana more than that effect. Typically, force your opponent to discard 1 card. That's like a 1 mana or 2 mana effect. So this is 1 extra on that. Deal 3, gain 3. That's like a 2 mana effect. And they added 1 to that. What I'm trying to say is it feels a little busted at Lightning Helix. But because it's such an obvious like 4 off at 2 mana. Because it's just another Lightning Helix.
It cleans up the board so nicely, which is cool. You're gaining life. You're cleaning up the board. I might be wrong. I mean, it might end up being very good.
Seven made a good point. This always deals 3 damage on the attack to something. Kroxa discard late game sometimes means nothing.
How about Uro? How does this stand up to Uro? Uro has draw on it. Uro has life gain on it.
Ramp.
Like what?
Play an extra
Wait, can we go to Uro? And I have to read what they put on that blue green Simic card.
All of the things, bro. They put every single. Okay, hang on. What's Uro?
Uro Titan. Just type Titan.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Gain 3, draw a card, put a land.
0 downside. They put 3 things on it. You gain 3 life, you draw a card, and then you get to put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Pretty much they were like, well, if it's blue, it needs a ton on it. And they did not hold back.
Well, it's like, I mean, honestly, bro, it's not that far off a rate. 1 mana to draw 1 card.
Yeah.
Green mana, explore to play an extra land. And then 1 extra mana for the, the 3 life on it is kind of what's egregious. If this was draw a card, put a land from your hand onto the battlefield, I would think it would be way more fair. The 3, and it's not that the 3 like tips it over into this ridiculously broken shit. It's just this extra, like, why? Why do you need that? Why is that
absolutely
on there?
Why? I mean, look at this card compared to the red-white one that we're reviewing. It's like Uro, and then he's like, go to bed, baby brother. Why are you even here? And that card's like, I'm a Titan, and it's like, you barely are. You barely are.
Just want to point out, our mod on the channel, Brody Ham, has been riding his bike during the entire stream. Brody has just completed a 12-mile bike ride since we have started the stream.
Jeez.
Since we started?
I wish I was there to give you a high
12
five.
miles in an hour and a half? You had to be already going. Anyway, Boros
he was
does
going
clear
downhill,
blockers.
dude. He was going straight downhill.
12 miles all downhill.
Yeah.
12-foot walk back to my desk, done, sitting in my desk chair, said Travis. Nice.
Oh my God, please, we have to get this meme going. This is great.
Anybody else gone 12 of anything? I don't want to hear anybody talk about 12 inches. Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury. I'm interested in this one, man. I want to play this one.
It's cute. It's cute compared to Uro. I'll just say that.
It's nice to get more Titans like this. I like this cycle. I left a little after you guys started. Wow, dude.
Spaz says 12 dabs down. I can't wait for you to get done with the
Oh
rest
my
of
God,
the sentence.
Spaz. Jesus.
Jeez.
12 dabs down.
Yeah, let's look at the border list of that. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, here we go. It's just on these giant, when they do the profile of gigantic things, it's so hard to capture like their scale.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
Nothing,
it just looks silly almost.
Nothing has the one Eldrazi beat, dude. Nothing.
Voltstorm Angel.
ETB, you get 3 energy. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2. When you do, choose 1. Gains Vigi and lifelink until end of turn. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Wow. I like both of those modes. My issue with this card is they're kind of lacking on the keyword abilities and the power and toughness for a 5-cost angel. You know, I would expect flying, first strike, vigilance, or at least make it like a 6/6 or a 7/7. I feel like this kind of, I don't know what happened here.
It's hard to analyze cards when you're doing this. I'm not sure that was another troll. Every card is troll first and then we'll talk about it.
No, here, I'll stop joking around. Sorry.
I was following you and then I was like, wait, he wants this to be a 7/7?
I mean, we just were complaining about, for example, the 2/2 first strike flyer that comes in for 2 and then also destroys a non-basic land. There's like 0 downside on it. Yes, this card is actually kind of fair.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fair. Some of the cards, they make sense for the casting cost, and then some of the other cards that we've seen in this set they kind of leave something to be discovered or like.
I was kind of following you, man. Yeah. If this was just a Sarah Angel plus energy synergy, I'm into that. So if this was 5 mana floor 4 flying Vigi, and you take that off of here.
Right.
And then I don't think it needs to be 7/7. I was with you and it needed more keywords, but I do think I wish that this was target creature gains vigilance and lifelink until end of turn. Like Voltstorm Angel zapping one of her friends into you can gain some life and attack without tapping now. This is
How about this? I will troll on the blue cards, and for all the other cards, I will just be straight up normal. Okay, and then there is no. Good. Okay. There we go.
You can troll whenever you want. I just sometimes will have to clarify, do you really want this uncommon 5 mana angel to be 7/7?
No, I think it's fine at a 4/4 because of how good it is. I think it could even be like a 3/4 for 5. I mean, how often do we see angels or like flyers that end up being, you know, whatever, they end up being, you know, like a 2/4 for 4, but we have to remind ourselves this is a Horizon set. And with a Horizon set, stuff needs to be pushed, that kind of thing. What's up, MTG Gaming Bob? Good to see you.
Scott, what's up? Good to see you.
Good to see you
on
as
Saturday
well.
Too. Sandwich, you're right on time in our hearts. I am kind of hungry. A sandwich on right on time would be. This is actually how Jake described himself in college. He'd wake up and I'd be like, Jake, how you doing? And he'd be like, I'm an amped Raptor, baby.
And you'd be like, go to the kitchen and do your morning smoke routine because you are too amped.
Go hit that grav and then go to an 8 a.m. class. After drinking till 2.
I'm not going to that 8 a.m. class. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Then if you cast it from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card.
Nice.
You may cast that card by paying an amount of energy equal to its mana value rather than paying. This is good.
This is good.
This is good.
This is good.
I think it's good. First strike on it.
This is the kind of card that could make an energy deck real because of the value, kind of cascadey. Oh, that's interesting that it's got that same kind of cascadey dinosaur feel from Ixalan, but it's with energy.
Palumbo with the 10 taking stream Monarch. We appreciate you. All hail Palumbo 06 says, are you guys going to go over the precon commanders? Well, you know, we went over precon commanders yesterday on the stream, but you know, we could take a glance at them.
Yeah, we can look at them after this. Sorry. All hail. Crowns in chat. Outgoing stream Monarch, Walter A. All hail. All hail the new stream Monarch.
Thank you, Walter.
Crowns in chat, please. Yeah, Amped Raptor definitely has a place in my energy deck.
Yep.
Victimize gonna be in Modern.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is one of those cards that I've never understood why it was printed, just because it's so freaking good. And I want to understand like where the drawback of this card is, because
I can't wait to build a damn Reanimator deck in Limited, dude. I'm gonna be able to live the dream in this. You got Buried Alive at Uncommon, you got Victimize at Uncommon.
yeah, I've never really understood this card because it's always seemed so busted to me. Like, yes, there are prerequisites. You got to have stuff in the graveyard. You have to have something to sacrifice. The cards do enter the battlefield tapped. But this is, you know, like a Morbid Plunder. You see an effect like Morbid Plunder more often than not in a lot of Magic the Gathering sets. And for anybody who doesn't know, Morbid Plunder effect is just an effect that says return, you pay a cost, and then you return 2 things from your graveyard to your hand. This puts them right on the battlefield. So it's just like, it's like, yes, typically when you're playing like a limited kind of thing, you might have your stuff get removed, and playing an effect like Morbid Plunder is fun because you get more fuel to your hand. I like running them as a one-of. But with Victimize, it's just like, yeah, dude, just get all that value and put it right back on the battlefield. Pretty crazy.
Travis must have been looking at your Facebook, Jake. This is actually a picture of Jake and his college relationship. Travis, thank you for pointing that out.
First college relationship, yeah.
Yeah, from there on
this was
out
before I set boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
He learned a little bit about himself, a little bit about Lichlin Lock, the demon that you served for like a year.
God, I do love the art on this. It is good.
Pretty brutal. Victimize got a special guest here.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't use a mythic wild card to get this in Arena, because it's going to be at Uncommon on Arena.
And if there's one thing I know about Arena, everybody has a few mythic wild cards, 0 rare wild cards, unlimited uncommon, and unlimited common.
Yes. Marionette Apprentice. Nice little callback here.
It's good. It's good.
Very first Marionette is our master. So you can see the difference here. You got Fabricate 3 versus Fabricate 1. Whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life.
Do we have anything spoiled from this set? Oh, sorry. I don't mean to like just move right past this card.
No,
it's a fine card. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a nice little callback. It's a cool one. It'll go into the aristocrats decks that want this. It's another redundant card on, you know, creatures put into a graveyard from the battlefield. You control.
Has this set revealed anything that says gain control of target creature till end of turn against haste, that kind of thing? Because that for me,
not yet.
Okay, not yet. We need like the more of the commons and uncommons to come out, because that for me is living the dream with Victimize, right? Is you active treason it, you swing with that creature, and then you sacrifice that creature to get 2 things back, and now you haven't even sacrificed one of your things, you sacked somebody else's thing to to get 2 things back from the yard. That seems like the way to go.
I could see this kind of card being in here.
Yeah, like any sort of effect like this would be really good.
That would be cool. I mean, you steal it, you can either pay 1 life and sack it and get a treasure back.
Yeah.
Path of Annihilation. 1 green, 3 other enchantment. ETBs create 2/0/1 colorless Eldrazi creature tokens with sacrifice this creature. Add a colorless. Eldrazi you control have tap, add a mana of any color. Oh. Oh. Whoa. 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 Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 7 or greater, you don't care. I like all your spawns tapping for mana of any color.
Yeah, I would play this with Awakening Zone, and I would play this with From Beyond. For sure.
What do you think it would feel like to lay in all these tentacles and just kind of like wiggle around?
Probably nice and squishy. Nice and wiggly. Nice and squishy.
Would you be into it, or would you be like, I'm good?
I would want to just do the path in the middle. I feel like those tentacles would get me like.
I'm gonna sit in this little
goopy.
bismuth chair over
Get
here
me covered in. Yeah.
while you writhe around in the tentacles.
Yeah.
But they're cold.
I like the art on that. It's cool.
Ben Hill. What else we got from Ben Hill? Oh wow, Ben Hill's been doing some work. Got a lot of the retro artifacts. Well, sketch, touch. Yeah, it's cool. You can't really tell like it's Ben Hill. Ben Hill is very versatile.
Yeah.
Wow. I think
Pretty
that's
cool.
what we've got through right this moment.
Holy cow.
Let's pull up the commanders. We can look at the sets. Oh, has anything extra been spoiled from this? No, just the commanders here and the lieutenant commanders. Yeah, here we can look at these after we do our little sponsor segment. Go back and look at these commanders. I don't think we looked at all the lieutenants like in detail. Oh no, I think we did actually.
We did, yeah. We went over all of these at length yesterday if anybody is interested, but we can go over them again if you want.
Sorry, Jake, give me...
Sure.
I'm going to pull up Card Conduit. You want to go ahead and start our sponsor segment here, and I will be right back. I'm so sorry.
Sure. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. The first one is Card Conduit. Card Conduit is a great spot that you can go to sell your cards. If you have cards that are piling up, head on over to Card Conduit and you can sell them. They have different ways that you can send your cards based on how much work you want to do, how much pre-work. And yeah, big fan of this service. They have a price check tool as well that you can use that's going to allow you to check the price of the cards ahead of time. And they have very conveniently the market price of the card versus what they're going to pay you for it. So you're not going to be bamboozled or anything. And yeah, we have a ton of community members that constantly use Card Conduit. We use Card Conduit. We get tons of great community feedback about this service. So if you are trying to sell some cards, you have some stuff piling up, maybe you're just like, man, I want to buy some Modern Horizons 3 stuff, but I don't have any money, but I do have cards. Well, then you can sell your cards, get some cash, and then boom. Card Conduit is going to send you a check. It's super duper easy. Actually, I set it up so that they did direct deposit and money just showed up in my bank account at one point, and it was awesome. I sold off a whole bunch of like old specs and just like cards that were piling up that I wasn't using. Definitely A+ service. We are a big fan of Card Conduit. So if you haven't used it before and you are trying to sell some cards, it's a really nice tool because they go with a lot of different buy lists and they work to get you the best price for your cards.
Jake, I got this anonymous, we got this anonymous question in the patron chat today about Card Conduit, and I want to get your take on it. I have a question for the people that have used Card Conduit. How legit do you think their service is? I watched Jake's video and he seems somewhat disappointed with the grading they gave, and it had me thinking, what's to keep them from, you know, just going LP and getting near mint prices? They're sitting on a large order, like $1,900 worth of cards, and they feel like they might get sketched out if they don't get the cards back if you don't agree with the grading. What's your take on that?
Wait, so like I send cards to Card Conduit and then say I expected them to all be near mint,
right,
and half come back lightly played, and then I'm like, no, I just want to have the cards sent back to me rather than sell them.
Right. Did you feel that their grading on your cards was fair? I think is the best question here, because you did a large order. People who have done large orders, did you feel like the grading was fair, or were you like,
well, here,
wah, wah?
let me explain it like this. I sent in maybe 40 copies of Oath of Nissa, and I would say like maybe 3/4 of them I thought were near mint, and I would say half of them probably came back lightly played, but the lightly played copies were buy listed for as much as the near mint copies were. So there was no real like big difference in price, because like I said, Card Conduit is using a lot of different buy lists and it's going to different people to expedite selling your cards for you.
Right.
So yeah, for like one Oath of Nissa that was lightly played, I might have got 89 cents, but then on another Oath of Nissa that was near mint, I might have got 85 cents. And it had to do with who the card was buy listed to. So if you're upset with what a card is graded at, you're going to be able to, set it so that you can review the order before Card Conduit processes it. But any business is not just going to be like, all right, let's swap all your cards. I don't see that happening. If that's the concern, is like, say I send an Heuristic Study anime foil borderless, and I'm like, this is a $300 card.
Right.
And now for some reason, and it's like pack fresh near mint, but for some reason they graded it near mint, or excuse me, at lightly played. And I'm like, that's a ridiculous price. I don't think that that's correct. I don't see a world where they're going to be like, hey, hurry up and let's source a lightly played Heuristic Study so that we can swap it with this near mint one and we can net ourselves, like 20 or 30 bucks. It just, no one has time for that shit. So I would say people have a lot of conspiracy theories. They like to wear the tinfoil hat. They like to be like, oh God, somebody's trying to pull a fast one on me.
Typically, our experience with the company has been really good, and the owner over there.
Yeah. Did somebody have a negative experience, or was it just a question inquiring?
Just a question inquiring. Worried. It's a big order, a lot of money going off, coming back. If the grading, if it comes back all like heavy play, and you're like, I sent near mint shit. What the hell? They're trying to jit me, and they can't get the cards back. It's kind of worrisome. I could see that.
Yeah, I don't think that that's an issue. And for high cost stuff, for example, if you're sending like a bunch of $300 cards to them, you're probably not doing it right anyway. And the reason is because if you're sending, like, for example, duels and stuff like that, you're probably going to be taking a big hit on that, because Card Conduit is giving you a percentage of the price. A lot of buy lists will be between like 65% of the card price, or like 70% of the card price. Or if the card has high liquidity, like maybe they even give you 80% of the card price, because they know that the margins are good enough that they're just going to be able to flip it. The liquidity is good enough that they'll be able to just like turn the card over and get it out. But with very expensive cards, I really like to just sell those myself.
Right. Yeah,
and
that's what I was looking at.
Just my own personal preference.
Well, I think that it's a good move, and I think that Card Conduit would agree with you, is that the best move for a card that's like this, TCG low is $729. That means you could go list it on TCG or on eBay for $700 probably, and this shit's gonna fly.
And then you beat
and you've beat them by $200.
Yeah, if you put it at like $650, you beat them by over $200.
But that's like buy listing in general. That's not just Card Conduit. Like, this is going to be your buy list price pretty much anywhere.
Right.
But this is advice in general just for selling. If you have this beautiful Heuristic Study and you want to move it, with the big sales, probably best to not buy list stuff. But with a brand new card like what is it? Is it called High Noon? What's the card? Yeah, it's called High Noon. No, it's not High Noon. What's the one that gives indestructible? I'm trying to think of an OTJ card that lots of people are playing in a lot of different formats.
Final Showdown.
Final Showdown. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, look at this. So
no difference.
Because of what Jake is talking about, the liquidity of this card and how much the sell through is high right now, you can go and sell this on TCG low for 30 cents more. You're better off just buy listing this. So it's a matter of what are you buy listing to.
Right.
We wouldn't recommend buy list for every single 37
card. Cents.
Like, right. But still a highly desirable mythic. Still nearly the same here. So you've spent some time now on buy listing practices in general, but Card Conduit, a great place to buy list. Drip Shop. Also, thank you to Drip Shop for sponsoring the channel. We have done a few shows over there. We've got another show next week, next Friday night. We'll be giving away 2 boxes of Modern Horizons 2 collector boosters for free. We'll be firing them off. Look at our reviews. Look at the reviews, y'all. I had a fantastic time, and I would hate to see their partnership with Drip End. They're my favorite duo in MTG and super entertaining to watch, and they're incredibly handsome too. Thank you. You didn't have to say that when I told you to say that.
4812.
You didn't have to type that when I told you to type it, Marlon. Thank you. BuzzFuzz said, really fun. 2 sexy guys dripping on cam. Can't wait for the next one.
That's so sweet.
How could you not believe that we're just that's exactly what you need to be doing with your next Friday night? We'll see you on Drip. TCG player, buy your cards over there. Y'all know it. Y'all love it. We use it all the time here on the channel. Dragon Shields, I did the giveaway at the beginning of the stream. Thank you so much to Dragon Shield for sponsoring the channel. MTG Stocks. I was reading an article over here on MTG Stocks earlier tonight, Jake. Premium service. I love
their articles. A lot of the time MTG Stocks is really good because if I see a card spike, more often than not, MTG Stocks has like the lowdown of why that card spiked. I might find an article over there that's just like, hey, are you like, they are talking about Simulacrum Synthesizer. Like, why did Simulacrum Synthesizer go hard? Well, you know,
here's
they're
why.
Gonna tell you.
Yep. Yeah. If we're not covering it, they're covering it. Harvey McGinnis's article here on Checking In with the Big Score and Corey Williams writing about the 3-card spiking because of Modern Horizons 3 in particular was really good. If you can believe it, going even higher. Arclight, I think, getting a little attention, and then Aetherworks Marvel. I wouldn't buy that card right now. But yeah, MTG Stocks, thank you for sponsoring. And then if you want to check out any of our deck lists, Moxfield is the place to go. Look at me. Look at me. I was up.
Scott says incredibly handsome. They went too far. LOL. No, it actually is accurate. Thank you, Scott.
Last time I was on Moxfield, I was updating my Arena Brawl deck lists. That's right. I keep my Arena Brawl deck lists up to date over on Moxfield. Jake, I got to show you. Did I already play this on stream? Teysa of the Ghost Council blinking Orzhov thing. Did I show you this, Jake? Are you familiar with this creature?
If it is alchemy, I hate it.
Okay,
but I'll read it.
Okay, no, you don't have to read it. I can show it. I'll play a game with it later in the stream. I was just curious if I had showed you that. That could be a good way to wrap out tonight. Is I'll just show you Teysa of the new blinkiness. But yeah, all my brawl decks, all of our commander decks, mine and Jake's, any like special limited decks that we cover in videos, stuff like that. That's all over here on Moxfield. So thank you very much to them for sponsoring. That's it, chat. Thank you very much for sitting through that and letting us pay the bills. Obviously, then the only other thing is our Patreon. If you want to go play with us on Saturday, go check out our Patreon. Jake, when we're looking at these commanders, we got Omo, Satya, Ulalek, and Dissa. These 4 here are our primary. Let me see if I can get them all in one shot here. Nope, they're all mixed up weird because of the ones that have been. Oh, here we go. Here we go. These 4. These are the 4 faces, and these are the 4 lieutenants. Any of these commanders making you go, man, I want to play that?
You know, I'm interested in the Eldrazi and the Tarmogoyf one. Other than that, no, the Omo is not my style. And then you know, the energy, you're really excited to build energy, so I don't have a lot of interest there. But yeah, I mean, like,
I'm less excited to build energy and more excited to harvest pieces for my existing energy deck. Yeah, I'm running it less like a straight up energy deck. It's a little more Voltron-y. It's a little more artifact based. But yeah, I mean, I think Satya is really good.
And then no, I'm a smooth brained ape, and so I'm not going to play the Omo at all. Because dude. I know that I'll lose.
I wrote a short,
lose track of it.
I've got it edited. I haven't posted it on the channel yet, but I ranked all 4 of these, and I basically said, because I'm too dumb to play this effectively, I'm sure somebody's gonna break it, but I'm gonna rank Omo 4th so that I don't have to read it anymore.
Yeah. Is Jake going to build his aunt? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I will.
Is this who you're talking about?
Yeah, that was a joke left over from the previous stream.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jank for Omo. Every random tribal card becomes kind of good. LOL. Yeah, Palumbo, thank you again for the $5. Appreciate the support.
Palumbo, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Is that ad? Oh yeah, that adds. The Stream Monarch fills his coffers.
Oh yeah.
crowns in chat for Palumbo. All hail. All hail. My rankings for these, spoiler alert, on the short, if you look forward to our shorts coming out, you just sit there and refresh until a new short comes out. This is a spoiler. I ranked them Omo, Ulalek, Satya, Dissa in that order. 4, 3, 2, 1. Omo, just because, like you said, our brains over here, smooth as eggs. Ulalek fused atrocity, I think is bonkers, but I think is going to get hated off the board constantly because you have to keep this off the board, because if this resolves and then another Eldrazi spell even gets cast, bad news. Gotta stay off the board. It's going to get hated off the board, and at the end of the day, it's just an Eldrazi deck. I'm sure people have some stompy ones, but you know, a Kindred deck that's all 12 mana creatures, I'm like, I think I can get in under the door on this one and, you know, screw them up before they can get set up.
Right.
Satya, this attack trigger creates a tapped attacking token of a copy of up to one other target non-token creature you control. Hey Jake, in the color red, for getting 2 mana, I mean for a 2 mana creature, copy of up to one other target non-token creature you control. You think anybody wants to copy Dockside Extortionist with this card?
Probably, maybe. Seems like a good one. One thing that does kind of bother me is every single one of the commander decks, with the exception of one, has blue. I don't understand.
I can't believe these commanders aren't free. Is that how you do it? Is that what you said?
Yeah. They should just be free. Almost should be 1 blue mana for a 1/5. That seems like a good price for a blue card. No.
Well, and then me being a big dumb creature lover, I was like, Dissa best. Dissa graveyard, Dissa mesh with Karmagoyf, Dissa number 1. Those were my rankings.
Yeah.
I
would probably just rank them, you know, Dissa is probably last, Ulalek is probably second to last, Satya is probably third to last, and Omo is first and the best.
Third to last, aka second place.
Yeah.
That is literally glass half empty shit right there. Bro, I was third to last.
Omo gets all of the good part of the glass, and the other 3 get the empty part of the glass.
I'm worried that this part of Omo is messing up her hand permanently when they stand like this for too long, and she needs to, like, this is arthritis. This is bad.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Everything.
So Omo, backing up Omo, you've got Jyoti Moag Ancient. ETBs, you create a creature that is also a land for each time you've cast it from the command zone. And then at the beginning of your combat, land creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is Jyoti's power. You want to grow Jyoti's power, make land creatures, turn your lands into creatures. Animist. This is sort of an animist deck right here. You want to animate those things and throw your lands at them.
Yeah.
Problem with strategies like this is that creatures die and lands typically don't. But when you turn your lands into creatures, they can die. That's what always freaks me out about these strategies.
Jyoti.
On the official WotC website, you can see how the new foil treatment looks. Okay. We'll come back to this. What is it called? Halo foil? Pubstone, can you DM me? Ripple foil, that's right. Ripple nipple, forgot. Ripple foil MTG Wizards. Is it in the collecting article? I've been on the collect. Oh, look, Jake. They oriented center with their website. They've done away with orient left on their website and they orient center now.
Wow.
What a concept. Look how good that looks on stream now, y'all. Thank you, whoever's oriented your website center over at WotC. I love you. No one else understands the pain, but I love you. Dirty puddle foil. I'm not typing that in. There's the concept. Dirty puddle foil seems like, what's this? This is a texture foil? Oh wow.
Okay. Textured foil treatment. Okay.
First appearing in 22, textured foil is also available in MH3 and exclusive to collector boosters. We'll be giving away collector boosters, by the way, on our drip shows next month. In collector booster, you can either find a borderless special guest elemental, 1.9%, or a borderless double-faced planeswalker, 1.9%, with texture foiling. So you've got somewhere between 1.9 and 100% chance to open a textured foil in a collector booster, somewhere in there.
This unique approach to the foiling process truly makes these borderless treatments pop.
Stop marketing at me. Stop marketing at me, Jake.
Show me that ripple foil.
Yeah, I'm trying to get here. Did I miss it?
Where's the ripple?
Ripple my nipples. I don't. Okay, let's try again. But if I go search Twitter, I can find it. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Da-da-dun-dun.
That's the
Etched. Interactive digital. Oh. Whoa. Jake, do you want to come over here? Do you want to come over here and rub Ulalek with me?
No, I'm good. You enjoy.
No. Have to sit here and rub Ulalek alone? Oh, this is weird. I want to do
You
this.
enjoy it.
Can we get this on
I
Arena?
want you to be able to do it.
Can we get this in Arena? I don't get it. I don't get it. Wow.
There's a ripple somewhere on it.
Wow. Look, I'm rubbing Ulalek's ripple. All right, y'all, like and subscribe. This is the rest of the stream, I guess. Let's see if Twitter has anything. I'm going to say ripple a foil. Digital. I'm only seeing digital renders. I'm only seeing digital renders of the ripple foil. It's only digital renders. Yeah. Right, Brody, that's what I'm saying. This thing is not doing this treatment any good at all. I wonder if they were just like, well, we made the damn thing. That shit cost us $7,000 for the website.
Yeah.
No, we're putting it on there. It's like, it doesn't show anything. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Promise you, some executives like, bro, we paid $2,000 for the Ulalek interactive ripple foil digital render. We're putting it on the site. It's happening. Tell me it's not here. Oh no, there's the textured. Well, I guess we will see ripple foils in a week or two when the Wizards
they did
ambassadors
show
start
them.
opening
One
products.
of the people in the one the promo earlier this week did have a physical copy of it that they were holding, which I think does it a lot more justice than that interactive thing.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think this is showing off anything?
Like, I barely can see like the ripple thing in the middle, and the only reason is because I know based on what I saw in the previous stream, you know.
This is as close as you can get to Ulalek without licking him.
Without your eyes getting Ulalek.
We're carbon dating ourselves with our references sometimes, Jake.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, I call this one Bailey's. Wait, we got Bailey's a bit bigger here. Oh, we got Bailey's a bit bigger. Oh yeah, I remember this. It's still very tiny Bailey's,
but you can see it like from here,
Yeah.
like massively different.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
Way better. If I didn't think my computer would absolutely crash right now if I tried to open Premiere Pro while I'm running a stream through it, we could open this up in Premiere Pro and zoom it in and be like, finally, a good look at nipple foils.
Yeah.
It looks pretty ripply. Thank you, Buzz Fuzz. Everybody say thanks, Buzz. Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you, Buzz. Says Joe, go to your DMs.
Jody, land creature, land lieutenant. Who's the lieutenant of our That was the Omo Lieutenant. Let's look at Ulalex Lieutenant. I actually think this one is better than the main one because the main one is so like overwhelmingly I have to kill it. Aslask, the Swelling Scourge, says it's 3 mana 2/2. Whenever it or another colorless creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. And then for Wooburg, all your creatures get +X/+O, where X is the number of experience counters you have, and your Scions and Spawns all gain Indestructible and Annihilator 1. All of your spawns all of a sudden annihilate 1. Ugh, there's another one. You do need to kill it, Buzz, but every time you kill it, it gets worse if it returns. Not too much worse, though, because honestly, you don't really care about the +X/+X. You care about making a ton of Scions and Spawns, or just making a ton of token creatures and playing Maskwood Nexus, and then giving your entire token army Annihilator 1. Be like, all right, is Annihilator, can you sacrifice lands too? I need reminder text. It forces you to sack a
permanent.
It's just permanent. Sacrifice permanents. God. Yeah, dude, I'd just be like, all right, I need a permanent count on everybody. Please tell me how many permanents you have on the battlefield. Jake's like, I have 17. I'd be like, all right, you got 17 tokens at you. All of them have Annihilator 1.
Yeah.
That's game. I'm telling you, that's why I think Aslask is better, because this is a finisher. This is brutality. Yeah. If you've got 8 mana and a bunch of spawns on the battlefield, you can win just by casting this and activating it.
So like this card, for example, this is in that deck. I would be running From Beyond. I would be running Awakening Zone. I'd be running that new card that
beginning of your upkeep, create a Scion. So it's like Bitter Blossom for Scions. Awakening Zone, same thing.
The new card that we just talked about as well.
Yep, the 4 mana, the Path one. Yep. Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that holds this card back, right? Is if your spawns get aced, then this does nothing. It's just like,
yeah, you gotta have the token army. It is at the end of the day, a creature army deck, and if they can keep you off the battlefield, you're toast. Buzz just made a good point. If you got 10 mana, you got Wooburg twice, you stack Annihilator.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
seems
because
a
also
more, but it seems nasty.
Yeah. And also with this card, it's just I would be running Parallel Lives. I'd be running Doubling Season. I'd be running all the stuff that's going to get me extra tokens.
Hell yeah, dude. This becomes Scion and Spawn token. Spawn. It's all colors too. So you've got, I can't type right now. Jesus. Sort EDH rec. Look at this. Whenever Magnus the Red, bro, I'm telling you, some of these Warhammer cards, we're gonna wake up one day and these Warhammer cards are all gonna have quadrupled because they see play in every freaking deck. Whenever Magnus the Red deals, so this creates spawns. This one creates spawns on top of everything else.
But they have to be Eldrazi spawn, right? Or is it just any spawn?
It just says Scions and Spawns you control gain Indestructible and Annihilator 1. So
got it.
Any of this Warhammer spawns will work.
Yeah, Anointed Procession. Yep.
Yeah, man. Emrakul's Hatcher. There's a lot of spawns. Everything is spawning.
A lot of like old BFZ stuff is going to be usable in there. Yeah. Aslask.
If I was building an Eldrazi deck, I think this is where I would start. But that's very me, right? To choose I want an overrun ability as my win con. I want a bunch of creature tokens and overrun. That's what I want to do.
If it works. Yeah.
I just play a very straightforward game. I'm putting pressure on your life total. Stop me. Satya has a lieutenant that is a picture of Jake's aunt. Aunt Kaith. Old Aunt Kaith, famed mechanist.
Whenever it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on it or create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Then other non-token creatures you control at fabricate 1. Then for 2, you can tap and choose one to populate or proliferate. Yeah, it seems good. It seems good.
This seems pretty cool.
Not exactly colors I like to be in, but it's fine.
I like Fabricates and ETB. You're in 2 good colors to blink.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a little servo machine if you combine it with like Conjurer's Closet.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, not on Arena. I know because I checked. I was building a Blink commander and I was like, there's no Conjurer's Closet?
Mm-hmm.
I thought something was wrong. Yeah, this one seems the most humble of the lieutenants. I think non-token creatures have Fabricate, so all of your creatures come in with either a +1 or make a servo creature, an artifact creature, which can be crazy. I kind of like this as a, what is the clasp? Yeah, dude, that's a 4 mana activation and people play the shit out of this card. 4 mana proliferate. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a 2 mana proliferate machine. So proliferate deck would probably just eat here. Good old Aunt Kaith. Then you got the Jund Lieutenant, which gets +X/+O, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in all graveyards. So if you're milling stuff a lot, 4 is probably low. 5 or 6 will be your average. This will be a 5/5 or a 6/5. When it attacks, each player mills a card, and then during each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a spell from among cards in graveyards that were put there from libraries this turn. Man, I wish this was in traumatized colors. But then that would put blue on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would have blue then.
You seen how many versions of these we're getting?
Lots and lots and lots of versions. They got to have the textured ones and the commander deck ones and all the different ones.
So what is this? What is one M138? Is this the like card stock one?
I'm not sure.
Because I would assume that's what this is. No, that's probably what this is. You said Corum is dope, but he doesn't say Tarmogoyf. That's right.
That's right.
I gotta figure out real quick, what is this collector here? M0011, M0138. Let's see if 0138. We can go to TCG Player, I think. And look up our new set. Where is our set? Do we have it pre-ordering? Oh yeah, we got to. Kaith? How do I pronounce it? No, it's Corum. Corum is our friend from college. Kaith is your aunt. Corum's our friend from college. I'm remembering now. Oh, it's got ripple foil versions of these as well. So borderless ripple foils of all your commander options here. So you're gonna have your base. Wow, $25 pre-sale for. You know what? If anybody wants to buy a Corum the Undertaker from me for $23, I'll do that right now.
You could just send it to him once it comes out.
Yeah, once it comes out, I'll send you the Corum. I'll sell it to you right now for $23. I'll beat this by $2. I got you. Borderless extended and foil. We got to look at this collecting article again. Where's our commandos? Collector boosters. Here we go. Commander decks. Traditional foil, featured. Foil etch display. Yep, we know those. Oh, it's these. It's the ones that are in these. That's what it is. Booster fund treatments on many cards. Oh, booster fund treatments on many cards. and tokens similarly. Man, I'm excited to see these previewed because I want to see if these are actually nutso. I want to see if these are like, you know, got a command tower that's in a ripple foil or some crazy shit that's going to have latent value down the road.
Right.
Has the pre-order for this already? Where is that right now? Oops.
Pre-order for that has been around 600 for a while.
Yeah, has it moved at all since we haven't really seen anything yet to make it move?
Nah, not really.
Commander deck display. There we go. Oh yeah, it's up to 700.
Got the FOMO pump going.
Oh yeah. I locked my pre-order on Amazon at 600. I'm watching this one like a hawk over the next couple weeks to see if I'm canceling that or keeping it and having.
Oh, you ordered at 600?
Yeah, I've got the collector. I've got all 4 of these collector versions pre-ordered at 600 guarantee with the guarantee on Amazon. And my brain is trying to process right now, can this be worth more in like 2 years so that I can flip these into a Marvel product?
Yeah.
That's kind of where all my movement is going right now with my cards, and any amount of stuff I'm buying to put away specifically is going towards that. So I have a timeline based on the release of those sets, but there's going to be multiple ones. I don't know. We'll see. 700 seems like a lot for these. The anti-FOMO in me is still like, I mean, Warhammer collectors, you can still buy these and it's down to 500. Oh, look, that's actually been going up in the last 6. Wow, that's been going up. Wow. They found the bottom. The bottom was 429.
Yeah. It's kind of like what you were saying is, you know, like eventually this stuff starts to get soaked up. You should look at the Fallout collector boxes.
Yeah, that's
it's the same kind of thing. Yeah. It's pretty much exactly what I expected with this is like, you know, it's like they hit that like 400 area, plateaued a little bit, and now they're going up. I could see this product actually hitting like $700, maybe even $800 here. I
had one of these and I sold in this range right here. This is when I exited on my box. Somewhere in here. I can't remember. I don't think it was March. It was like 420. 440. That's what it was. 440. I exited at 440 on my box.
Yeah, but like that Universes Beyond stuff is getting soaked up, man.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy.
Yep. This is nuts to me. I thought that those had just tanked. That's very interesting. So yeah, I'm watching these pretty hawkish because I'm not going to get charged until they ship. And so I got to make sure I've shit or get off the pot by the time they ship, or I'm stuck with it at $600.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning, and I know people get, you know, annoyed when I bring this up, but you know, there's a lot of like pumping going on outside of the Magic market as far as crypto and stocks and that kind of stuff. And so when you have Bitcoin hit like an all-time high of like 70K, you are going to have people that sell. If they were buying Bitcoin when it got dumped down to 16K, and now if we're actually in a bull market, then I do see, you know, a lot of people coming back and bringing money into collectibles and things that are more stable. So like, for example, today, if Nvidia announced, which they did announce today, that they're doing a 10-for-1 forward split, meaning you're going to get 10 shares of Nvidia for every 1 share that you have, you know, expect people to take gains, expect people to bring money back into collectibles. A bull market in the stock market is going to reverberate, in my opinion, not financial advice, but it's going to reverberate in other markets.
Yeah, I don't think that's opinion. Yeah, I think that I fully agree with you there. I mean, when there's more expendable income, you look at collecting items.
Yeah, like for me, if someone said to me, you know, what would you put $1,000 in right now, just for me specifically, I would buy a single share of Nvidia, because I know that in June that 1 share is going to become 10 shares. So like that, like long-term forecast is like where where my mind kind of is. However, when I do take gains, I love to bring them back to Magic the Gathering because, you know, it's like you're saying, if you can take a Magic product, have it appreciate a couple $100 and then turn it into a different Magic product, it's just its own kind of like stock market, you know?
So we are sales halted on the collector set at 700 on Amazon.
Oh, okay. They don't have any more available right now?
Nope. No more pre-orders there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The set itself is still pre-ordering for 218, y'all. This will be an interesting number to watch. And remember, on Amazon, not financial advice, but on Amazon with pre-orders, you don't get charged until it ships. Putting that out there. Don't forget it, though. I'm not responsible for you being a moron and not keeping up with your pre-orders. That's not my fault.
It's true.
You were the idiot.
Did the collectors go down to 500? It looks like they did there for a minute.
For a minute.
This is where that product is going to be hit or miss for me, dude. If the foils suck.
That's what it, dude.
If they do,
that
then
is why
it'll suck. If they don't, then I don't think it will suck.
Modern Horizons Collector's Edition Commander decks are everything the regular Commander decks offer, but printed with an exclusive ripple foil treatment, with booster fun treatments on many cards. So this means that this is like showcase treatments, right? Like the frames will be different. Booster fun is like showcase and local frames, like Ravnica frame, you know? I'm thinking that's what that means. And
no,
tokens
I think it just means it's because they say it's everything the decks have to offer, but printed with an exclusive ripple foil treatment. So I think it's just going to be those cards, except ripple foil. Kind of like the Warhammer decks were those cards, except surge foil. Right. The whole deck is surge foil.
So what does this mean? With booster fun treatments on many cards.
And tokens. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is going to be like the kind of thing where they just have everything be extended art, or everything is like,
I don't know,
it's most premium
I'm
version,
excited to
maybe?
see these revealed. Modern Horizons 3 previews, where to find. Retro frame reprints, May 21st. Oh, we already saw those. Here we go. Modern Horizons 3 Commander. So 15, 17. Oh, here we go. The 28th, the 29th, and the 30th is when we see those. So a week from today and a week from tomorrow is when we get the Commander decks revealed. Then I will be rushing to the upgrade your precons dungeon and electrifying my Frankenstein's monster there.
That's right.
So yeah, this will be interesting to watch. What about the box prices themselves? Where have those gone since previews started 2 days ago or yesterday? Modern Horizons 3 collector booster boxes. Whoa! So previews started. We don't really have good data. Been pretty much doing the normal thing, which is they were crazy out, and then they slide down right before previews start, and then we don't really have any data to go off of right now.
I think there's a lot of price memory with what happened with MH2, right? Is like the set has fetch lands and the set has all of these premium things. But what will happen is, and it happens with every set, is it's exciting. Everybody's hyped on it, and then it will go and you know, like MH2, where a lot of that stuff was expensive out the gate, and then just absolutely crashed. So no hating on the product, but you know, there's only so much that the player base can do. You know, they can't just buy it all up, and then, you know, eventually there will be a big dip in price on a lot of these cards. So yeah, I think it's good to see those prices kind of trending down. It means that the player base is kind of, you know, waking up a little bit and not just, you know, buying everything just to buy it.
You can't. It's impossible. That used to be possible. Just take a flyer on everything they release. Not anymore. Just for our reference, Jake.
Yeah.
$65 for the pre-release kits in Modern Horizons 3. Anybody's LGS announced what they're doing pre-releases for this of yet? Probably a little early.
I can't imagine it being less than like 60 a draft. Especially if they want to have any sort of prize support. Or not 60 for a draft, 60 for a pre-release. Excuse me. I can see the draft of it being maybe like 30 or $40.
Yeah.
Still expensive.
70 at Matt's LGS. Yeah, that sounds about right. Between 60 and 70.
Yeah. Because you want, like, if you get first place at your pre-release, you should be getting some packs, right?
Yeah.
Like, it can't just be like, well, you did the Modern Horizons 3 pre-release. Congratulations.
Oh, that's nice. Brody said one in town had early bird pricing at $50 and 60 for normal. That's good practice. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like $10 per person customer acquisition, kind of. It's kind of a marketing strategy, $10 a person. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 60 and 70.
Yeah, $70 for a pre-release, dude. That's crazy.
That's a full release game. Most AAA games are like $80 nowadays, but that's right there.
Yeah, for something that you're going to use in that moment. And then sure, some of those cards might go into a deck, but
yeah,
for otherwise, for something that's just like,
yeah, you get 6 packs of a bomb set.
Yeah, and, like and you get one promo card in there. The promo card is fine.
You get the promo card. You can open fetches.
Look at like a top
medallions.
promo card. Look at like a misty rainforest with a promo stamp from MH2, and it's like $20. It's like not very expensive anymore. Yeah, look at there's the promo
Secret
up there,
Lair
top
Mystery
left.
Rainforest is only $25.
Yeah. And this is the one that would have been in like the MH2 pre-release kit.
Right.
If you look at the yearly chart when that first came out, I mean, that would have been freaking crazy, right? Oh, not even. It's been pretty set for a while.
I would be interested in like Force of Negation. Do we have a stamp promo of that? Was there not a pre-release for MH1?
No, here, pick like Ragavan. Ragavan would have had one in MH2.
Pre-release. 45 LP.
Yeah. So that's a better example.
I'm actually a little... Okay, well, there you go. There's the 1 year on that. That with the stamps started off in the... So there you go. Do I sell my really good stamped promo card early or hold on to it?
Probably get rid of it early, right?
Any of this hype stuff, bro. I mean, it's all about your timeline. Like, we just looked at that Fallout collector and I'm showing you where I exited. I exited when I'm perceiving a shit ton of hype and it's gone up. You know, it's jumped another $100 in the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not always the case. Universes Beyond acts a little different and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, here...
I wonder if Doctor Who Collector did that. Probably not, right?
Need to type it out, maybe? There we go. Collector booster display. Shit.
No. It had a nice dip, and now it's trending back up.
Yeah, I mean, from February, it's gained $30 from February. That ain't bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these Universes Beyond stuff, these don't behave like typical stuff, especially... I mean, that
Fallout box end up going to 1K. That'd be hilarious.
That show happened at the same time, and so that was something that kind of popped some interest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as collecting these go, eye-catching way, celebrate your favorite theme, addition of the new Ripple foil, borderless profile featured, new extended arts of the rares. Etched. Oh, just the thick card stock is going to be Ripple foil as well. Okay. Ripple foil etched. Jake, it's some kind of mud blood. Then you got the sample pack. Then you got the tokens with the Ripple foil on the fronts. And then you got that box and life wheel, which is what everybody's buying them for.
That's right.
Chat, how we doing? Jake, how we doing? We calling it?
I think we could probably wrap up because we still got a couple things to do.
Everybody, we had a wonderful night.
Of the day here.
We will be on Saturday. We'll be playing Commander all day with the patrons. Make sure you have signed up if you're a patron. Make sure you go sign up for the Patreon if you want to get in on it. Food Time, what's up? You got here so we can leave. You're actually taking over, so come sit in the chair or on Jake's lap.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all hanging out. It's been a busy week. We had a stream yesterday. We had a stream today. Food Time, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a nice birthday.
Happy birthday to Food.
Happy birthday, Food Time.
Happy birthday to Food. Happy birthday to Food Time.
To Food Time.
We can't do the rest because it's a copyright thing. All hail Palumbo. Happy birthday to Food. All hail Palumbo. Stream Monarch here at the end. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.